Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sasha and this is Just For You Paper Crafts, and we are on episode 3 of Snip Happens, and I have got some little treats in store for you today. So I hope you're comfortable, got your drinks, got your snacks, because you know they're never quick videos. And you know, just hang out with me and let's see where this little journey takes us today. First of all, I just hope everybody's doing well. I just want to say a massive thank you and a hello to all my new subscribers. Welcome to Just For You Paper Crafts, the channel of chaos and mayhem and a few giggles along the way. But yes, welcome, and obviously hello to all my, I'm not going to say older because it makes it sound something else, but you know, my established, let's go with my established subscribers. And you know, I really appreciate that each and every one of you. I can't, for me personally, I can't believe how much my channel has grown in such a short space of time. And I was even talking to my mum about it. I was talking to James, my son, about it. And you know, it's very difficult, isn't it? Because you are your own worst critic. You know, I watch everybody else, and honestly, I'm not saying all this because I want everybody to go, oh no, Sash, you're fabulous. I mean, it would be nice, but I'm not. This isn't what it's about. I think this is about, you know, we all have these kind of deep insecurities about our own, of what we're actually capable of, and we're capable of so much more, you know. And sometimes it takes something massive, and as you all well know, in my life, my life flipped on its head basically, and it gave me the push. And you know, but anyway, I'm waffling as usual. And I just wanted to say thank you. I really appreciate, you know, all of you kind of taking the time to sit back and just kind of join me. But anyway, right, so let's crack on, shall we? So obviously, for those new ones that are just joined, Snip Happens is a series that I've been doing. It's all to do with metal dies. You know, I have, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that are exactly the same as me. I have so many metal dies, and so many I've not even used. I've not even taken them out the packets, and you know, and they're not cheap. You know, some of them just are not cheap. And I decided that I was going to create this series and go through all my dies. I don't know how many episodes we could get to. 100 episodes, I don't know. If we do, I have a serious problem. That's all I'm going to say. So yes, so that's basically what this is all about. It's you know, showing you all the dies I have, and you know, most people have the same dies. You know, we all kind of follow each other. You see one, you think, oh yeah, I really like that, and you get it, and they've created something wonderful, and you know, you buy the die, it arrives, you look at it, and you're like, oh geez, I don't know. And you know, sometimes I do that. I look at a die and I'm like, I wish I'd picked another hobby, like watching paint dry or something. But never mind. But here we are. So, right, let's start with some basics. And as I said, I got a little couple of treats in store for you today, because I've got a couple of dies and I'm going to make them with you. All right, so you might enjoy that. I've just realised I've left something over the other side of the craft room. Just bear with me one moment. Talk amongst yourselves. Right, I'm back. So let's get this show on the road. It's really lovely weather here as well, and I'm quite hot. Right, so let's start with the first. We'll just start with some little basic ones. So this one is a cutting board, and I'll be honest with you, I expected it to be bigger. I really did. I mean, it's cute. It is super cute. So you've got your Am I in frame? Was I in frame then? You've got your kind of cutting board there. It comes with some little words. They're not shadow words or anything. You have a little heart embellishment, and you have a little bow embellishment. So you've got 4 pieces, really simple, really easy. It's quite basic and straightforward. So I'll show you what it looks like, or what I've done. Let me get it back in its bag, because honestly you don't want to be losing any of your bits. So this is how it turned out. Really, really cute. And like I said, it was a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, but I quite like the size of it. So all I've done is just done basic. So these are the words that you get: cooked, baked with love. There's your little heart embellishment. There's your little bow, and that's basically it. So just your normal flat embellishment, but you could really decorate this. You could layer it up. You could do all sorts. So that's that one. Next up I have is, we've all seen these. So this is the bubble shaker die. So these are the pieces that you get. So you've got your main piece here, and you've got your layering piece. No, that's a lie, sorry. So this is your body. Okay, so this is the bit that you would use for the back, your acetate. Okay, and this piece here is the bit that would cut out the edging and your foam edging. Then you got your little heart bubble wand. You have your lid, and then you have a little couple of heart embellishments. And I use really quite thin foam on this one, but you can see in there is the wand. I'm sure you can see it, and the little love hearts. But it's quite cute. But that's that one. Very, very easy to make. Do you know what? By the time I've gone through all my dies, I don't know what I'm going to be doing with all these embellishments. So that's that one. Next up I have is, I just have some, I've got a lot of Halloween dies, like most of us, I suppose. But these are just some shadow words. So you've got this one, which is October. Ooh, let's try this again. So you've got October. You've got Halloween. If I got that the right way round. Have I got that the right way round? Oh, dear me. Yeah. Try again. I don't know what I'm doing. There. Halloween. And you got Boo. Oh, dear me. This is not easy, you know. This is not easy. Eek. Spooky. Get that one in. And then you got 31st and fall. You can see now I've given up, right? Okay, so that's what you get in this die set. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but that one's October 31st. So you get all of these. So I did cut some out. I cut them all out, not some, all of them. I've got a drawer that's starting to overflow with shadow words. So let me just put these away. Oh, I've just dropped them all. So these are the shadow words. So I did it in a black background and a holographic paper. So you've got Halloween, you've got Eek, you've got October, there's the 31st, Spooky, Fall, and Boo. But I thought they were really nice. I really liked those actually. So that's those. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just counted them a minute ago, didn't I? I love cutting out shadow words. I really do. I could do it all day long. Right, this next one is a little treat box. So easy. Obviously, as you can see, it's a coffin shape. So this is your box element. So obviously you can see you've got your tabs here. So you just fold these up. You got your little connector tabs there, which you would glue into place behind this one, and you go around like that. Then you've got your other part of the box, the bottom part of the box, and again you've got your connector tabs there. So this, you'd fold this piece up and connect that, glue that around and follow it around, and then you've got your layering piece at the top. So I haven't done anything with it. I've just made it just to show you. I did mess it up a little bit, but it's quite a nice. I think I did it upside down. I did do it upside. I think this is supposed to be the top. I put my layering piece at the bottom, but it's quite a nice size. It is a nice size, and I did mess that up because I don't know what I was doing. But anyway, so that is your little box. Let me just get that back in. I think I cut it wrong somewhere along the line, or I just glued it a little bit wrong. Anyway, so that's what it is, and then it sits like that. And I got another layering piece there. But I don't think it matters what way it goes, really, to be fair. I think you can have it either way. But if you're going to fill it up with treats, you're going to want that deeper piece, aren't you? So realistically, this should be your layering piece. But really, really easy to put together. And such a cute little treat box. This isn't the right bag for it. I've ripped the bag, so I need to find another one. This next little die, you're going to go, oh, that's a bit boring. Let me get into it. So it's a book die. It's like a book cover die, but you do have kind of a little hangy bit there, if you like. And this reminded me a little bit like an old Victorian kind of photo album style, if you like. But I really did like it. But you just run it through your die and it just cuts out like that. However, I couldn't leave it like that. I really could not leave it. So I made all these little books. So that's the cover right there. And how cute is that? But I was like, well, I need to fill it with some pages and I need to turn it into a dangle of sorts. So that's exactly what I did. And I turned this one into kind of a little sticker book. And then I realised all my stickers were upside down. And I thought, I'm not doing it again. So I just made this little book with that die as the cover. And then I made a pretty little pink one. So again, I've got a plastic, oh, what do you call these? Why is it when I do a video, my brain goes, not today, girly, not today. You know, connector thingy. Oh. So anyway, so I made this little one. So I just put some little puffy stickers, a little couple of little gemmy things, and just turned it into a little book. I've got some stickers in there, middle page. How cute is that? So I did that one in that one. And then this one, I think I got a sticker stuck on there. I think there was a sticker has come off somewhere. Oh, I can see it. It's come off that one. So again, just turned it into a little booklet. And then I got the yellow one. And again, I've put these little drops on. But how cute are they? I love that yellow one. What are these called? Why can't I think of the name of it? Let me put that bow back on. Keychain. Anyway. So I did them all colour coordinating. So that one with the yellow, this one with the peachy colour, pink, and then the black. So there you go. All of that from that one little die. I just got carried away. I did totally get carried away. And that's what I mean. You got that connector piece there, which is there, which you can hang off your key ring from. So there you go. So that's those. I'll put that one back in. Next I got this die. So this is a little shadow box die. Okay, so this is your box element. So obviously that's your sides, top and bottom, and there you can see you've got your connector pieces. So as you pull that up, you would glue that piece to come around. You have this piece here, and as you can see, you've got the perforated. So what would happen is once your box is made, this piece sits on the top, and you can see you've got the lines there, and you would fold these all inside the box, because then you've got this supporting piece. You would then use this piece to cut out your acetate and layering piece, because then that would then sit on the top of your box like that. And then you have this fun little piece which you can add as decoration to go along the top. So I made a couple of these and I loved how they turned out. So this is the first little shadow box. Look at that in there. Can you see him? So I've got a little teddy bear in there. I've got a little camera, some flowers. I've even got a little umbrella. How cute is that? So this is your fancy layering piece there. You've got your acetate, and that's the box. And I just added, because it has that little hole, so I just added a little bead. I made this, it's a paper bead. So I just added a little charm on that one, but how cute is that? And then so I made another one. So this time I made a little Christmas scene. So I got a little gingerbread house in there, I got a little reindeer, and I got a little Christmas tree at the back. And then I couldn't resist because I did this one. So this one's horizontal, no, vertical, sorry. This one's horizontal, and I couldn't help but just add some jingle jangle Christmassy lights and bells to that one. And again, that's how that one looks. But how cute are they? I love them. Let me know what you think. I thought they were really, really cute. So that is that one. Right, so now we're coming up. Sorry, I'm just going to have a drink. So now, I don't have many dies to show you today, but you'll understand why. Right, so the next die I have, let me just grab it. You'd have all seen this one. So this is the ticket shaker die. And it comes with its little words as well. So this is a bag topper ticket shaker die. So this is your main body, because as you can see, if you cut it out, that's the bit that you would fold over. And here is your layering piece. So what you do is you would cut this out, and then you would, only using one of this side, is you would cut it out again, because that would act as your acetate. And this piece you would cut out for your foam and your top layering piece. And then here you've got words, which is admit 1, ticket, and carnival. So let me show you. So these are the ones I've made. So they are bag toppers. So really, really easy to make. So I've done that one with admit 1. I did this one for carousel. And this one, it's got tickets on it. So, and I'll show you bag topper, what it is. So basically, these aren't Maggie Holmes, these are mine. I made these, but recycle your packaging, because it's absolutely great. So basically, your bag topper sits on the top there, and how great does that look? And obviously you would embellish that even more, you know, layer it all up, and you've got your cute little packaging. So I really love these. I really love them. And I'm going to show you how... Sorry about that. Somebody was trying to call me and it cut my video off. So yes, bag topper, I'm going to show you how to do a shaker. I was asked if I would do this, and I thought, well, this would be a great opportunity. So let's move all these pieces, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab another mat, because I'm going to be using glue and all sorts. Right, don't know if I want that side there. This one's so jacked up as well, honestly. Never mind. It's been well worked on. Ouch. That's all I'm going to say. It's been well worked on. Right, so I've got everything here. Let me get my glue gun. Right, so I've done this one in gold, or I'm going to be doing it in gold. So here are some of the words as well. So I've got carousel, I've got that in green as well, tickets, and admit 1. So I've got a couple of that I can choose from to decide which one I'm going to use. So as I was saying, this piece is this piece here, and this is the piece that you fold over, and it becomes your bag topper. Let me grab, you're not going to be able to see this, but here is the acetate. Okay, and that is, you are going to use one of these sections to cut out your acetate, and then this piece here is for your foam, like that, and your top layering piece. Hope that makes sense. Clear as mud, Sasha, clear as mud. Right, so the first thing you're going to do is make sure that this is nicely down, so just burnish that along. And then now when you're making shakers, I mean, we all do it, you know, you have to take your time, okay? You really do, because if you don't, you're just going to jack it up, and I've jacked up many. You know, the problem is we all like to get a shaker, and we all like to do that, and we all want to play with it, and we just become obsessed with them. But you have to take your time to be able to have a nice shaker where nothing's sticking anywhere, everything's moving freely. So you do have to take your time. So the first thing you do is, I'm going to glue this to put on there, because that would then be my kind of dish, if you like, to put my sequins in. All right, so I'm just going to run some glue. So how I do it, if you ever get where you're like, why do I keep getting glue seeping in? So how I do it is I run my glue along the outer edge. So once you squished it down, you've got all this room. I hope that makes sense. Let me just unclog my glue. So I'm just going to, along that outer edge, I'm just going to run my glue. I would not recommend that you use tape, and the reason being is, unlike glue, tape does not dry, so your sequins will find their way in and stick. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that flat, and I'm going to line that up. And you just got to make sure that, and this is where it takes time and patience, I'm going to make sure everything is together. And that it's all lined up. And you have to wait for it to dry. You cannot rush this process. And usually what I do is I get a paperweight, and I will sit it on and let it adhere. God, look at that. I did that on my shim. Things I do for you guys. Ah, I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. So whilst that is doing its thing, I'm just going to move it up there a minute. And I'm going to clean my acetate. Get my trusty Lenore sheets out. And if any of you that don't know, it actually stops the static on your acetate, and stops all the sequins and everything sticking to it. And it also smells nice. So that's my acetate. Right, so I'm going to have a look at, I've got a sequin mix in here, which I think is quite fun. So I might use that one. Actually, while we're here, I'm going to do the letters. Now, what I did here, because they're not shadow words, but I cut out the gold. I don't have enough here, but I cut out the gold and I kind of layered it just slightly off. So it gave it that almost like 2D effect. You can probably see it better on that one. But you can do it with anyone. So if I was to get, where's tickets? Let's go with tickets. So I've got two exactly the same there. And what I could do is just slightly off center them. So you've got that 2D look. But I'm not going to do it because I wanted it in gold and I don't have another gold piece. So I will do that. But if I show you, let me pop that piece out. I'm waffling because I need that to sit. So this might be a bit easier if I can pick it up. So where it's the same there, she says, and you just move it slightly to give it that 2D look. And I really like that. But that's how you can do that if you want to get that effect there. Okay. So where are we now? So once that's all set, I mean, mine's not really 100% set, but it'll be fine. So I'm just going to open up this now. I'm going to put that there so it stays flat. And I'm just going to grab some sequins. Let's just do... And always make sure that whatever thickness foam you are using, that your sequins, if you've got beads and things like that, that your beads or whatever do not sit higher than the inside of your foam. Because as soon as you go, excuse me, as soon as you go to put your acetate on, you are going to pierce that acetate and it won't look very nice and they won't move. So you need to be able to have that freedom. We're going to have a bit more in this. I don't really like this mix, but got to use it up somewhere. Do you do that? Do you sometimes make a really beautiful mix and then other times you're like, oh, I wish I hadn't put that colour in and that colour. But that'll do. That'll do. Right, so you are now going to get your acetate. I didn't think I could find it then. And again, when you're doing your glue, you go along the outer edge. So when you squish it down, you're not going to get blobs of glue coming into where your sequin mix is. So I'm just going to move all of that into the middle. Make sure it's all flat. Perfect. So did you see that sequin stuck on there and then it fell off because I did the anti-static with my dryer wipe? Yeah, what a good advertising that was then. So I'm just going to give it another clean actually because I think I've been handling it far too much. Right, I'm going to go round with my glue. Go all the way along the edge. Because it doesn't matter if it seeps out the other side, you just don't want it in contact with your sequins. And you could actually get your finger or kind of the like a rubber, there is another word for it, but yet again it eludes me, and you could just go along and just smush it all down, almost paint it if you like. I did have a wipe somewhere. Silicone. That's what I meant to say, silicone. Right, I'm now going to get my acetate and I'm just going to lay it on the top. Make sure it's in position. And I'm just gently pushing it down. And this is where have a wipe next to you, because the slightest bit of glue, you want to wipe it off straight away, because you don't want to get it on top of your acetate. Because as much as you can clean it off, it is a bit of a pain, I won't lie. You want to make sure it's all down so it's all sealed, and it will move if you're a bit too rough with it, if you're not gentle. And this is what I mean, you really have to take your time. Don't rush the process, and don't, whatever you do, be tempted to pick it up now and go, oh, it's all shaky. Because it's going to end in tears, I tell you, it's going to end in tears. And now what you can do is you can now put your layering piece on, okay, and it'll sit like that. So I'm just going to get my glue gun again. And I'm just going to glue around it. And because this is card, this will stick nicely. Just going to flip it round, and I'm just going to lay it on the top. And there you go, there is your shaker. And this I'm going to let sit for as long as possible. It'll probably sit now for the rest of the day. I won't touch it. I'll move it to one place and I'll leave it as it is and let it adhere. So I'll just give it a little run, gentle burnish. Make sure it's all lined up, and your foam can kind of squish out through the edges, so this is why you have to just take your time. And there you go, and that is how you do a shaker. And once it's sat and once it's dried and you've let it do everything, then you can play with it. You can play with them all. So I hope that helped, and I will decorate, and then you can just decorate as you like. So let me just move all of these a minute, and I'm going to put this to one side. So I'm very gently going to move it and put it to one side where I'm not going to knock it, because I'm the only person that really comes in here, and yet I can still knock everything flying. Actually, my son came in today. So my son came over to see me this morning because he wanted to get some bits out of my garage and then moaned about the state of my garage. Go figure. And it's only because I've been using it as an overflow from my craft room. And but I had some wonky shelves in here. So he came and straightened them all out for me. So that was good of him. I don't even know where I was going with that story. Oh, and I'm the only one that comes in here. So, right. So, let me have a drink and then I'm going to show you the final project, the final piece. And this is the piece we're going to be making. So, hold on to your hats. So this is the KS Craft 3D suitcase. And there it is in all its glory. Now this I did, it's not a shaker die. I turned it into a shaker. It was a labor of love. It was very painful for me. Would I do it again? I doubt it. But anyway, so this is the one that I made. Some of you may have seen this on my Instagram or even on my Facebook. So I decorated it because it does come with some words. So have a break was one of them. As I said, I turned this one into a shaker. I made some rolled flowers and there's just all sorts of cluster in there. And it comes over there. This is the handle, which I added a black bow because I really liked how it went with the black and white theme. And you open it up and it's really deep. I mean, there is a lot in there. I mean, I could get tickets in there. I could get some shadow boxes in there. I could get another shaker die in there. I'd probably get all my rosettes in there. It's absolutely, I love it. There is so much you could get in there. But this is the one that I've made. And I hope you like it because I absolutely love it. Love, love, love. I'm so in love with it. Even my son went, that's really nice, Mum. And he never says anything like that because he's like, I'm surprised you don't leave your face to the table. Excuse me. So anyway, so I'm going to go through step by step with every piece with you, because as I said, sometimes you get a die and you're just like, oh, I don't know, and it goes into a box. But tell me what you think of this one. Check it out on my Instagram. Right, let's move this away. Right, just bear with me one moment. Sorry about that. Now somebody was at my door. I mean, can they not leave me alone? Do they not know I'm busy? Busy. Right, so where we're going to start. And I will try and do this as simple as I possibly can because I don't want to confuse anybody. I'm not saying everybody's like me. I get confused very, very quickly. It takes me like 3 attempts. So I'm just going to make sure everything is here. So let me have a drink of my coffee because this is going to take some brain power, I tell you. Brain power. Right. So this top piece. So ignore the fact that I've turned it into a shaker because it's not a shaker. I need to say that now. So this top piece of the lid is this piece here, and then there's a connecting piece that is behind this panel. Okay, so I'm going to go and get it now because I've got it all here. I've got everything cut out and all my pieces of paper with it all notes on. So this piece here is your top piece, and then that folds down because that's what is enabling for you to be able to lift your lid. Okay, and this is this piece here. All right, so there's your folding piece. Okay, and then you get a layering piece, which is for your patterned paper. Okay, so I've gone for something similar, but it is going to be a bit different. Okay, so that's that. So we're going to get rid of this one. Let me get the bag for this so I can put everything back in its bag as we're going along. All right, so what we're going to do is we are just going to glue our panel on. So this is, honestly, this is the easy bit. So I'm just going to run some glue along the edges. I mean, you could use tape, but for quickness, and to be honest, the glue is just as good. And you just line it up. Let me just get my, give it a good varnish. And that's how it's going to look. So now I'm going to fold this piece over, because you'll have a score line obviously in there, but it's, the score lines are never as good as, you know, if you was to do it on your actual scoreboard. So you could run it along your scoreboard. Do you know what? Actually, I think I'm going to, because I don't like how that's not. I'm just going to find where it is and just score it. That's better. That's better. And then you just give that a nice varnish. So there. So that's your top piece there. Okay, so we're going to pop that to one side. And the next piece you have is your bottom panel. So this is the bottom bit, which is this bit here. Let me take all those bits out. Rattling and shaking around in there. So yeah, so this is the bottom piece, and you also have another layering piece the same as that one. I haven't bothered, I didn't bother for the bottom of this one, but if you wish to, you can. I'm a lazy crafter. Okay, so that's all that's needed for that one. So that can go to one side, and I'm going to pop this one back in the bag. So next up is going to be your panels. So these are the panels. Okay, and you're going to need to connect them to your bottom piece. So I've cut them out, so let me just right, I've got everything in order and I don't want to mess it up. So this piece here, let's get rid of my piece of paper. This piece here is your longer piece, and this is the piece for the back. Okay, and that sits there. All right, so that's the piece for your back. You then have two other pieces, which I'll show you. Let me just get the other one. So this is your back panel, as I said. This is your side panel. So this back panel will also wrap around one side. And then you've got your other side panel, which will come round and come round to that curved bit. Now this piece is longer than your side panel, and that's for your front. Okay, so you would then have that on the front and bring that round. Okay, so you've got 3 different sizes. So you've got your long piece and your side. You've got another square side and your rounded edge, and then you've got your front panel and rounded edge. Oh, I hope that made sense. Even my brain's going, it's going to short out in a minute. Oh, dear me. Right, let's get all these pieces in. Right, so what we're going to do, you're going to need your bottom piece, okay? So these are the pieces you are going to need. Each piece has a score line, and these are your connecting pieces as well. If you can see that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start to fold, because you want to train the paper, because this will make it easier. Teddy, I don't know what he's barking at. There's nothing out there. Even the birds have gone out for the day. I have no idea what he's barking at. Just making his presence known as always. Right, so I'm just going to burnish down that first flap. And then I'm going to go along and just manipulate this one. And then I'm just going to burnish along again, and then I'm going to come to the edge piece and I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm just going to manipulate that over, and then I've got loads of glitter. I was making all these flowers and then I decided to dip them in glitter, and I can't seem to get rid of the glitter. It's everywhere. Right, so you've got so you've done that one. And you're going to do exactly the same, because as I said, this will make it easier when you start to connect your pieces. And you've got those little ones, just tuck them over and then come to the edge. And just burnish down. So that's that one. And then we're going to come on to the last one, and we're going to do the same again. Like I said, the score lines aren't brilliant, I have to say. I'm just going to move these over. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I went out to see my brother yesterday. No, that's a lie. My brother came out to see me the day before, and my car was on my drive, and my car's black. Not as like dirty. It was dirty, but the colour is black. And I'm on the motorway every day, you know, when I go to work. So it does get pretty filthy. Anyway, he come in and, oh, he was moaning. It's a bit like my son moaning about the state of my garage and my brother moaning about the state of my car. It's like, really, you know, it's just, oh, anywho. So he said to me, oh, bring it out to me tomorrow, which was yesterday. And he valeted it for me. Oh, it looks beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Even smells nice. I don't know what he was using. Smells all lemony. That's the outside. I'm talking. The outside of my car smells nice. So if you're ever out and about and you get a whiff in the UK, obviously, and you get a whiff of lemon, it could possibly be me driving around in my nice shiny black car. And I had wind deflectors on my windows, and I was driving up the motorway and one blew off. So I had to get some more. So now they've been put on as well. So it all looks lovely. I'm really happy with it. Anyway, so let's get back to this. If I can get rid of this glitter. So, right, your 3 pieces. So how I do it and how you do it, you know, could be 2 different things, but this is how, for me, I just found it easier. Okay, so I start with the back piece, so the back panel. Okay, so this long piece here, you're going to get that connector. Now, when I made this one, I did it on the outside. So as you can see, you can cover that by taking the main top piece of this, cutting it out again, covering it, and then doing your layering piece, because that's what I did with the top one. All right, because I did find it easier. It's not the easiest thing to do, but I am going to, for you guys, I'm going to do it on the inside, okay? Because if you see, you can't see anything in the inside. But on this one, you possibly will. So, what I'm going to do is the outside of the flat, I'm going to fold that in. And I'm just going to run some glue. What did I do with my wet wipe? Oh, I don't know. Right, so I'm just going to run some glue along the there. And then I'm going to line it up, and I might do it this way. I may lay it flat because you want it to line up. And this is the other thing about using glue. It gives you a little bit of maneuverability if you need it. So you don't want to go over that score line. You want to go just up to it. And then just burnish. Oh, mine's moved. Yo. Let's use that one. Okay. So there you go. And then just burnish the inside. And now you're going to come round and you're going to do the same again, and you're going to glue to the bottom bit. So as you start building it, it gets a little bit more difficult. So just maneuver it and move it around. You'll see I'll be moving this around in all directions. You know, there is no... I want it to be, so I'm just going to lay it down, just going to get my bone folder and just burnish that. And I've done it the wrong way. I have to put the connector bit on the outside. Oh, stupid. As you can see, never mind, I'm not going to worry about it. And I did it because it was easier. But I will carry on as I mean to go on. So now your next piece. Now, bearing in mind, don't forget, one piece is longer than the other. Okay, and that's going to be your front panel. All right, your front panel. So now you'll come into your side piece, and you're coming round to this curvature piece here. All right. So what I did was I just got a pen of sorts, and I kind of just started to roll it. Just to give it a bit of the shape, because you want that curve. You can just cup it in your hand. So it gives you a nice curvature piece then. Okay, so that's going to be easier. Right, so I am going to stick that on. So I'm now going to connect this edge to this flap here and make sure I do it right. So I'm just going to run some glue. So I'm just going to turn it around so I can see what I'm doing and make sure it's all lined up. And I'm just burnishing it. Make sure it's all flush. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue all of the pieces here. I'm just going to bring it round, line it up, and you're just going to have to manipulate your corner piece, okay, so it all lines up, and you bring it out. And it is a bit tricky. You kind of need two hands, make sure everything make sure it's all lined up, and just however you can, just make sure you push all these connector pieces down. Make sure it's all flush around here, and then start to burnish. See, it moves as well, so I'm just really, just take your time. And don't be put off by this, because honestly, once it's done, it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. Absolutely love it. You just need to take your time with it. That's all it is. I may have used a bit too much glue. That's why it's not setting as quickly as I'd like it to. I mean, you could use hot glue gun, but I don't like how it can get quite thick, can't it? Quite gloopy. Right, so I'm just going to run this around. Give it a good press down. And let that sit there a minute, because now what I'm going to do is, this is going to come round the front. Am I still in frame here? So I've got this corner piece now, which I need to obviously try and manipulate. So I want that nice curve because it will just make it easier. So I just cut my hand and just roll it. So you got that nice curve. So I'm just going to make sure this is off before I start doing this piece, because it will start to move. So I'm going to have I bet my coffee's gone cold. Oh, it's gone really cloudy now. It's been really sunny. Me and my son were sat out in the garden having a cup of tea earlier. It was really nice. After he did my shelving, might I add. Right. So you've got your connecting flap here, and you've got a connecting flap there, and you're going to connect it all together. So we're going to do this one first. So I'm just going to run some glue along there. And I'm just going to fold these in, actually, because it makes it a little bit easier. And I'm just going to line that up. Oops, she says. I might have to do it this way. Sorry, you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing now. I need to get that. So I'm just lining it up and just holding it, let that glue sit and set a minute. And I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm just going to go in and squash it down and burnish it. Just don't be too rough when you do this, because you don't want your connector piece to move. See my connector piece move there. Never mind. Right. So now the next bit is I'm going to run glue all along there, and I'm going to connect that bit first. Okay. So if I can just try and do this gently so I can get that piece in as well. And then I'm just going to bring it up, line it up, just let the glue tack a minute. And I'm just going to drop it down and just use my bone folder, just press it down without moving it. See, I bet you didn't expect this today, did you? No. So, you know, the other day when I told you about me forgetting to take my dog to the dog field, well, honestly, I have to say, some of the stories you guys came back with had me crying. absolutely crying with laughter. I was like, you are my soul tribe. Honestly, you really are. Really, really funny. So I'm not the only person, you know. Not the only one. We're all out here. We're all out here living our best life. Right, so I'm just going to do these little tabby flap bits, and I'm going to do this connector flap here. And then I'm just going to move it around and connect the pieces. And make sure that carved bit is on the edge. And this is on the edge. Ugh. Right, I've just got to fiddle around here a minute because that's not quite on the edge there. Like I said, it takes some... just got to maneuver it. Take your time and maneuver it all around. I don't know why I've got a little hole there. It's because it hasn't gone all the way up. See, as soon as you start moving one piece, then another piece moves. And that's what I mean. You have to really take your time. And you know, it's like anything. Once you've done like 100, you get used to it. Whew, don't know about you, I feel plumb worn out. Right, now you've got your bottom bit. Okay, so you've got this piece here. Right, so that can go to one side and think about everything that it's done to cause me a headache. I'm just making sure that's... And honestly, you could just be fiddling around with it forever. Right, that can sit there. So, because next we're going to do the lid. And the pieces we have for the lid, so you've got these connecting pieces, so let me just get them all. Right, I'm just making sure that everything else stays where it is so that we're not going to get confused. Right, and so again, you have more connecting pieces, okay? So, because we need to now do this edge of the lid, all right? And this one's a bit easier. So you've got 3 of your edging pieces. So you've got, which one's the longer one, shorter one? So you've got a shorter and a longer piece. Okay. And then you've got one piece on its own. So that's those 3 pieces, and that's what they look like, okay? So the same as what we've just done, but on a thinner level, on a thinner scale. So let me put these back in the bag. And what we're going to do is going to do the process again. We're going to fold, sorry, my slippers come off my foot, hang on. Honestly, you've no idea what goes on behind this camera. So you've got your connecting pieces. So again, you've got your score line for your flaps there. You've got a score line there and a connector piece there. So we're just going to go round them and just start folding and manipulating the paper, because it'll just make it easier. I mean, the card, I mean, this is quite nice heavy duty card. Don't ask me what weight it is. I have no idea. I can tell you what what card it is, though. I can do that, actually. So this is the card stock I like to use. So it's a 240 GSM. If I'm making an album, though, I use a thinner card, which is about 120 GSM. But I love these cards. So I've just ordered some more, actually. I've got some more coming. But it's a really nice, and the colours are so vibrant. I love them. Just look at that. And then you've got the darker colours, and then you've got some blues. I just really like it. So, but I've got I think more of a pastel-y colour coming, because I couldn't get that one. It's like everything, isn't it? It's seasonal. But anyway, that's not the point of any of this. Right, so cardstock. So we're going to start manipulating and moving everything over. So going back to funny stories, honestly, I have an abundance of funny stories, because I probably am the worst human being on this planet. So I'm going to tell you a little story. When I had Charlie, my little Sujan, and this only happened last year, might I add. So and if you live on your own, you'll understand the delight of just being able to cook whatever you want, not have to worry about anybody else. And if you want cereal, you'll have cereal. Comment below if you're like absolutely in agreement with me. So this particular day, I fancied a salad and a Scotch egg. So a hot Scotch egg with my cold salad, and I really fancied that. So I'd made up my salad and everything, and I put my Scotch egg. I thought, oh, I'll heat it up in the microwave. And honestly, I don't know where my brain was at. I thought, I'll heat it up in the microwave. And I put it on. I put it on for like 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Anyway, I'm in my conservatory. I hear this almighty bang. I've jumped up. I've run into my kitchen. My microwave door has literally blown open. It is blown open by the force of my Scotch egg exploding in the microwave. The explosion forced the door open, and there was stood Charlie, covered in Scotch egg meat. He was coated. This thing, he'd walked past the microwave, walked past at the same time that the Scotch egg exploded, the door flung open, and just pebble dashed him in sausage meat. And Teddy was like free for all and just leapt on him and was eating all the sausage meat off of him. But poor Charlie, covered in Scotch egg. Oh, dear me. See, I shouldn't be allowed animals, should I? Poor Charlie Bear. So I should just do a video, shouldn't I, of funny stories. You could all tell me your funny stories and I'll just read them out, because I think it's just, I love to laugh, and there's nothing funnier, is there? There's nothing nicer than just having a proper good old giggle, especially when you have a proper belly laugh, you know, that proper, like, oh, love it. Right, so come on, Sasha, back to what we're doing. So here on these connecting pieces, if that's making sense, you've got a front piece here. So we're just going to fold these over on the score line, burnish, fold these over on the score line and burnish. And again, these are going to go round, these corners. So, you know, we need to just manipulate those. So I'm just going to curve my hand. So I've got a nice curve there. And again, and it just makes it easier. Makes it easier. What am I doing here? Can't go in that way. Why are you all wrong? Have I got it the wrong? Oh, I see. Oh, I've done one the wrong way round. So let's do that. Try that. Just breaks up the fibers in the paper. Right, so that's going to go round like that. So that's going to go around like that, and the other way. Oh, let's try it that way. No, we want it to go in. Definitely want it to go in because I decorated the top already. So lines up, goes around there. I'm just checking everything is where it should be. That's a connecting piece there. So why have I got a short piece? Am I missing a piece? Ah, no, let's try it this way. I wonder if, I can't remember, you know, I only made it last night. So that's got to go there. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Right, that will fit there. And that bit. No, that. Come on. Am I missing a piece? I'm waffling to myself here. Just bear with me, because I don't think I am. I think I have done this right. Oh, so fiddly. So fiddly. No, I have. Right, okay. Right. So, your longer piece is going to go on the front. This piece is going to go to one side. This piece is going to go to the other side. Whew, I don't know about you. I'm plumb worn out. Right. What are we going to start with first? Let's start with the edge piece. So it's going to have to go in. Let me make sure that bit's carved nicely, because I've moved it around. Make sure everything is as it should be. Right, so come on, no more messing around, just glue it, just do it, just glue it. Right, I'm going to turn this round, and I'm just going to connect that piece, make sure it's lined up. This is the easy bit. That first piece is always the easiest. Oh, she says as she comes unstuck. What's wrong with my glue today? Don't know. Do not know what is wrong with my glue. It's because I'm trying to rush. Trying to rush. Oh, let's have the last bit of my coffee that's really cold now. I'm also a bit hungry and I don't know what to have for my tea. It won't be a Scotch egg, that's for sure. Right, so just going to bring that up. Now we're going to connect all these little connecting pieces. So we're going to bring that round and make sure you've got a nice curve on this. So I'm just going to pop some glue. We're going to bring it up and we're just going to manipulate it. Just want it to, you don't want to get this far and just jack it up, you know. It does kind of take two hands. Just pushing them down, let that glue go off for a second. Oh dear, see, what is wrong with my glue? Why is it not doing what it should do? I don't want to get this far and it not look right. So I'm concentrating. I'm just going to burnish those bits in. Oh, that'll do. That'll do. Oh, we've got to do the same again. So we've got connector piece here. So we're going to just glue it on to that piece there. I think what I might do is also glue it to the bottom bit as well. So if I just give it a glue. Sit that there. And let's do this again. I mean, really, what I could have done was just like, you know, paused it, come back, paused it, come back. But what's the point in doing that? You've got to see. I always think you have to see that everything. You know, I think you know me well enough now. There's it's all right. I was going to say I am listening to you. Listening to who, Sasha? Listening to who? It's usually what I say if I'm concentrating and somebody's talking and I'm like, I am listening. I am listening. But yes, I like people to see everything, the whole lot, you know. because this is real life. This is real life, ladies and gentlemen. Real. I'm just going to let that go a minute because these corner bits, they wreck me. Absolutely wreck me. You know, my head's got all fuzzy now. Right. Okay, next bit. Let's do these little tab bits. We're going to just gently pull that down and we're going to bring it around. And it's going to cause me a headache again. Don't worry about the glue. I think I'm just going to hold it there for a second and stop trying to be so impatient. So impatient. We've got to decorate this yet. Oh, that's the easy bit. That's the easy bit. Here's a little tip for you. If you're ever making a box, and I do this all the time if I'm making a box, just run a bead of glue all on the inside around the edge, and it just reinforces it and it makes it a little bit stronger. Da, da, da. Tip of the day, tip of the day. Do you know what? That's all right there. I'm not going to faff around with it. Right, now we've just got this last piece. So I've got that connecting piece there, which I'm going to put a dab of glue on without touching my corner. And I'm going to run some glue. And we're going to do the whole lot all in one go. I'm going to hold that bit, push that bit in, bring that back out, line it up. And then just, oh, it moved. Just press that glue down. I had a wet wipe somewhere. What did I do with it? I have to get another one out. It's probably falling on the floor somewhere. Do you know what? Teddy is very quiet. I don't know where he is. Oh, I can see him. He's on the rug in the conservatory. Right, let's just wipe this glue because that's too much glue there. I'm sliding off my chair because I have to have my chair right up high when I'm recording and my feet don't touch the floor. I'm only 5'1", if anybody's interested. Just 5'1". I used to be taller. I really did. I don't know what happened. Age, I suppose. Age. Right, okay. Right, now. Oh, now for the testy bit. Is it going to fit? Da, 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 da. Yes. Yes, it does indeedy. So the next thing is going to glue this bit to the back of the box. So then you can have your lid. So for me, I am going to put the lid on, make sure everything is as it should be. I'm going to bring that flap out, and I'm just going to run my glue. Just like that. And then I'm going to flip it over, make sure everything's lined up, and stick. And then I'm going to just flip the box over and over. I'm going to open that up, and I'm just going to burnish. So you could decorate your panels before you connect everything. That's a sensible thing to do. But I'm not sensible, so guess what? I didn't do that. I didn't do it. I didn't do it with that one. And I haven't done it with this one. So there we go. Apart from that panel, decorated that one. Right. Oh, I just love them. I love them, love them, love them, love them, love them. So you could decorate the inside if you wish. I'm, for me, not doing the outside enough. Like I said, I am a lazy crafter. Right, let's get on to the good stuff. Let's get on to the good stuff. So what you have next is you have all these layering pieces. So I'm just going to get them all. And what I will do is I will show you the pieces of this die set that I didn't use, which is quite bizarre. Right, so these are your panels for these panels here. Okay, so as you can see, so you've got to work out what one's what. So obviously these ones are for around the corner ones. So one's going to go there and there, and that's that one. This one, the longer one, is for the front. So just always check. And then you've got your side ones for the side. So we are going to glue them down. So as you can see, you get the longer piece, which is the front. You've got your side pieces, and then you've got your corner pieces. Okay, let's put them in the bag. Now I can't open the bag. Right, so as I said, make sure I got the right ones. So I'm just gonna carve those pieces. Let's say it just breaks up the fibers in the paper and just helps to manipulate it and make it look nice. So easy lemon squeezy. Let's get that first piece on. Oh, what's happened to my glue? It's all gone a bit yellow. Why has that happened? What is wrong with my glue? Right, so just going to get that piece. Just going to, I just eyeball it, center it. Squish it down. maneuver it along if you need to. I'm just going to give it a burnish. First piece. How quick was that? Second piece. Again, just going to line it up, eyeball it, center it. Let's bring you up a bit. Across a bit. I'm going to open it up again, turn it onto its side so I can burnish. Fabulous. And I'm going to do this piece. So I'm going to do this birthday challenge. So I will announce it properly, but as you're here and you just sat there, I might as well tell you. Yeah, so I'm going to do my birthday challenge, and I'm going to announce it, I think, maybe tomorrow or Sunday. And because I've got a haul video to do as well after this. And after I've had something to eat first, might I add you, because you don't want a grumpy Sasha going, that's a bead, goodbye. That'll be the end of it. No, so yeah, so a birthday challenge. And my birthday is in November. So there will be, so it will be a £50 prize. Okay, so paid into PayPal. So anybody can enter around the world if they choose to. And the runner-up, if you like, or second, will receive a box of handmade goodies and stuff. So let me know what you think. Right, I don't want to get my dots upside down. I am kidding, by the way. I am really kidding. If somebody sat there going, what? Oh, dear me. Stop it. So yeah, so I will I'll do a quick video with that once I've got everything together, and I'll post it on my Instagram as well. Right, so that's that. Let's get this one done. So my birthday is in November. So, and I'm quite a slow crafter. And this is why I'm kind of doing it now, because, you know, life gets in the way. Things happen, you know, we have to do all the boring stuff. And if you're quite a slow crafter, I am. I think I'm a relatively slow crafter. It gives time then, absolute time to get your stuff together. This is where I find nobody joins. And I'm £50 better off. Right, so that's that bit. Okay. Right, the next bit is we're going to do these panels all around here. So these ones here. So let's get started on that. So the die you get is you get this layering piece, which is for the back. Okay, and I love it because they've all got the stitch edge in. I don't know if you can see it on this paper, but yeah, you can. So that's the layering piece there. So, and what I will show you is you do have another layering piece for here if you choose to, you know. So if you decorate this first, and yeah, so you before you've put your flap on, you've put your paper on, and then as your flap comes over, you've got another piece there. But I haven't bothered with that. I'm just going to do one fell pattern paper. Okay, so that's one of the pieces I'm not using, but I need you to be aware of it. That is what that one is. So let's glue this piece on. Yeah, so this birthday challenge, I might do it as crafter's choice. I don't know. Because everybody's got a different design, haven't they? Everybody's got their own, and it's just so lovely to see what other people do and what they make. You know, it's like when people say to me, my family, you know, they'll say, would you like any papers or anything like that for Christmas? And sometimes I'll say to them, surprise me, because I won't step out of my own comfort zone. I know what I like, but if somebody's done that, and, you know, bought you a paper pad or something like that for your birthday or Christmas, and it's not something you would have normally, you know, bought yourself or not even thought about, and it opens everything up again, doesn't it? You know, I think we all get quite comfortable. Right, that's that piece. And so the next is you've got these other pieces. So you've got two that go along the side here, and then you've got almost a longer one. So if you can see the different sizes, and what's nice is, actually, is that the same size? Yes, it is. And what's nice about this die set is, you know, you're not having to use one piece and then cut out another piece. You've got it for everything. So, you know, you're cutting two pieces out because that's what you need. You're cutting one piece out because that's what you need. Instead of running this through one, then you have to do it again. And, you know, so I quite like that. But, yeah, so the middle piece is a bit longer, if you can, as you'll see, because it's that wider panel. Okay, so you can see there. So what we're going to do is we are going to put these panels on. Right, I'm just going to lay this on the top there. I'm just going to eyeball it. Gently push it down. Make sure it's level. All the fun stuff. I'm going to flip it over and just burnish. Hope you've enjoyed this video today. I know I had some lovely comments on my other video when I did a kind of make with me type thing. Right, so that's that panel done. That's my front, and I'm just going to add this panel. I used to, this is a little insight into my world, if you like. There used to be a craft centre not far from where I live. Many years ago this was. And I used to go and buy a lot of my craft stuff there. Because back in the day, they used to do a lot of Tim Holtz there as well. And I was a real lover of Tim Holtz. And one day they asked me, you know, what do you make? So I was told them I make mini albums and things like that. So anyway, they asked me to bring some in. So I did. And then they asked me if I would run some classes, which I did. Honestly, I used to have an absolute blast. And I made some really good friends as well from there. But oh, the laughter, so funny, as you could imagine. But yeah, so I used to teach all of this stuff. But it's a bit different when you're kind of talking to yourself. Not that it bothers me. I talk to myself all the time. It's probably why I'm quite good at this, you know. I walk around the house. I know Teddy doesn't take any notice of me. So I kind of talk to myself. Right, I'm just burnishing that in there. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but, you know, I did warn you at the beginning. We're going to be manoeuvring things around. Right, so got this. So now we just need to do these corner pieces. So you get these two pieces, okay, for the corners. But what I am going to show you is you also get these. Now, we haven't used these. And these are also for the corner, these corner pieces, because they're the reinforcers. It reinforces that. But I haven't used it because the same on this one. It's quite sturdy. You know, the cardstock I use is quite sturdy by the time the paper has gone on. And the paper I'm using is a Heidi Swap paper pad. So it's, you know, the quality's there as well. So I didn't feel I needed to use them. So you do get two for your connector pieces and the layering piece as well to go with those. So, I mean, you get loads, don't you? But I haven't used them because I felt like I didn't need to. So if you ever think, why on earth do I have all of these bits left over? That's why. Don't panic. Right, I'm just going to carve I don't know why I'm carving my paper really, because it's paper and it will carve, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to do it anyway. Right, so just going to glue this piece now. And I'm just going to put this piece on. Kind of need two hands with this, make sure it's all sat nice. And I'm just gonna, roll it so it's burnished. And do the next one, the last piece. I'm just eyeballing it and lining it up. And I'm kind of just pinching it from the inside to make sure that the paper sticks. And then just roll it around. There, So you've got that. I really like how that turns out. I know it probably looks really busy, but I wanted busy. So next we have is our handle, our connecting pieces here, because your box is actually finished. Okay, so these are all the bits. So the bits that you get. So obviously I've cut them out. So this is your handle and your layering piece. These are your tabs. And these are your little connector pieces. They're decided not to come out. Right, fine. I'll poke them out. I kept them in there because I didn't want to lose them. Right, let's get rid of those middle pieces because we don't need those. Okay, so quite simple, quite self-explanatory, but we're going to go through the process anyway. Right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to connect these connector pieces back to back, so you've got more of a solid piece. So let's just quickly do that. This is where I get my little tweezers because it's easier to hold. Am I still recording? Oh my life, an hour and a half, eh? Oh. It's all well and good, but it takes like 5 hours to upload. Never mind. Never mind. Right, now I need my wipe because I hate it when my glue gets all over my shiny cardstock. Right, and I'm going to do the next one. Let's get my glue gun. Good job I don't do lives, isn't it? Could you imagine? Mind you saying that, could you imagine just having an afternoon, all of us just kind of chit-chatting, crafting, chit-chatting away? Could do like a Zoom one or something. No, we couldn't. Nobody'd ever get a word in edgeways. I wouldn't shut up. Right, so you've got your connector pieces. Now, little tip, little tip, little tip. So, first things first, let's just whack that on, shall we? Because that's a simple thing to do. Let's glue that one on. Just gonna eyeball it, layer it and down. Right, so what you do now is you got score lines there and there, and you're just gonna fold them over. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Didn't give it a chance to dry. Let's just fold this up. Right, I'm just trying to straighten out my piece. So I'm just going to pop some glue in there and glue that down. And I know there's loads of videos out there that have done a tutorial on this. But, you know, why not? That's what I say, why not? So I'm just going to fold that other piece over and we're going to just glue that down as well to give it a good burnish. Hold it down. You can see my shake, my wrist gives out so easily. It's like, ugh, I'm at a different angle. Of course, I'm trying to glue on top of holographic glue, and it does a holographic card, shiny cardstock, and it doesn't quite like it. So you're going to kind of just hold it down for a few seconds. Right, so that's that bit. And now you're just going to, so it bends over like that, but you need to connect your connector pieces. So what I would advise is just get your pencil and just roll it. Just roll it, roll it, roll it. Because you want to be able to leave enough room. I'm just going to pop a connector piece in. You just want to leave enough room and glue it enough so it can move around. You know, so it's... So I'm going to put the first connector piece on. Turn it round. Just want to make sure it's straight. I'm going to pop some glue on there. And I'm just going to fold it over. And just pinch it and just let it go off a minute. I've got glue all over my fingers. So it's you can maneuver around. And I'm just going to do the same again. Just going to manipulate that a minute, that card a minute. I'm going to put the second connector on. Just make sure that it's all sat nice. Add some glue. Bring it over and pinch it and let the glue set for a minute. Oh, someone's piece come undone. That didn't work, did it? What is wrong with my glue? Nuvo, come on. Funny, isn't it? How sometimes everything can work perfectly and then you get one where you're like, what is wrong with this batch? What is wrong? Oh my dear me, maybe I just haven't put enough on. Let's start that again now because that's got coked up with glue. Try again. I'm just going to fold it over. I'll tell you what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this. Do you know what? I forgot for a second that I was recording and making the video. Just in a total world of my own then. Oh dear. Right. I'm just going to let that grass, and that can just sit like that a minute. I'm just going to let that sit. Right. So you've got these pieces as well. So again, recommend just give them a little curl. And a little curl. So what you're going to do when you get to come to this part, you're going to see that this piece here does not fit in there. So what you've got to do is you've almost got to just roll it a little bit, just pinch it. I mean, it's jacked up my push it through, and then you got your connect bit, and then you can just glue that piece down. And I just glue this, the head bit if you like, because then it gives it room to maneuver around. So I'm just gonna pinch that one shut, and if my glue is playing silly buggers, I'm going to use this as well. There. Now I'm going to do the same again. I'm just going to pinch this one just to squeeze it in, just like that. Bring it round and glue it. So I'm just going to run some glue. Hold that. And we have nearly finished, guys. Honestly, if you've stayed to the end, if you have stayed to the end, then you are my hero. Let me know if you stayed to the end or if you bailed. I don't mind if you do. Oh, look, see, that's... Oh, something is not right here. Come on. Honestly, I'm going to get a staple out in a minute and just staple it. Why are you not sticking? Let's try. I don't know if it's that batch or something. Try again. Try again. Right, so let that go off a second, and we're just going to glue it on. And your case is done. And then you can add all your fun stuff, all your bits and pieces, decorate it how you like. Because I really don't think you want to sit here for another 4 hours and watch me decorate it, do you? Let's be honest. Oh, while that's just doing that, also what it comes with is some shadow words. Nearly forgot the shadow words. So yeah, so this set comes with shadow words as well. And so you got have a break, which is what I've got on here. So I just cut the shadow bit out in foam, cardstock, and then I just added glitter to the cardstock. So you got have a break, and you've got lunchtime and snack time. That's my grandson, that is, and my granddaughter, both. Snack time, Nana. I'm having Arlen stay overnight Friday night, next Friday. Oh, be exciting. Right, let's see if this is stuck. Come on. Right, so all I'm just going to do is I'm just going to curve the handle so it's not so straight. All right, and then I'm going to find my center, if you like. Kind of it there. Oh, I think I need my handle to be a bit more curved, I think. There we go. So, and you're gonna just stick your connector bits, and then what you can do, you can put brads in there, or whatever you want to do. So let me just, I don't trust the glue that's in my glue gun at the moment. I don't know what's the matter with it. Let's try. No, let's just go with it. So as I said, I'm just going to line it up, and I'm going to bring it down a bit, so make sure it doesn't affect your lid. Just going to do this one. And there you go. Just going to let that go off. And there is your 3D case. So I'm just going to leave that sat there for a minute so it can dry. But yeah, there you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you did, and if you did, I'll do more of them as we're going along through Snip Happens. You know, if we'll do all the little ones, and then we'll do a 3D project or something. But just drop me a comment, let me know what you think. Also let me know, there wasn't anything else. No, there wasn't. I don't know what I was asking or what I was thinking. Keep an eye out for the next video, because the next one in the next day or two will be a haul video. Woohoo! Because we love a haul video. Let's just check on my shaker, because that has been sat there a while now, hasn't it? But look how free that is. And that's what you want. That is what you want, ladies and gentlemen. Take your time. Okay, right, thank you so much for being here. And if you stayed to the end, wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, I'm going to go. I'm hungry. I don't know about you. I'm bleeding starving, I am. Right, until the next time, take care, everyone. Self-care, really important. Do the things you love. It's honestly, you have to take your 10 minutes, half an hour, 3 weeks, whatever it needs, whatever it takes. Just do it. Until the next time, everyone. Bye.